goodness gracious. Was dreading this one. Good to see everybody. Welcome back to Crypto After Dark with Carolina Keefe and the 786 Assassins. We call it Crypto After Dark for a reason. All right, folks, we do this on late nights only when the adults are here, when the kids kind of go to bed and the teenagers are, all the teenagers go to sleep super early these days. It's not like it was when we were kids where we stayed up late and like had fun. Now kids go to bed like hella early. So anyway, we do this at late night. We do it for a good solid hour here. We're going to go over a few things. We're going to start with Bitcoin's ridiculous demise here. And we'll go over where it looks like things may be heading, where they may stop, where they may reverse to. Come along with us, join in, and let's get to it. I got to drop a few things off here. Hang on. I got to remove the thumbnail picture and remove the live stream picture. And camera up, and we're back. So if you haven't done so, please do me a favor, man. Go hit like. It costs nothing to hit like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, or follow along if you're on X or Rumble. Shout out to everyone on X, Rumble, and YouTube. We're on 3 different platforms tonight, one time, seamlessly. It only took 3 tries. It only took a freaking month to get right. So, nonetheless, glad to see y'all here. Listen, I hope things aren't as bad for you as they are for me. I hope you're doing better than I am. You know, look, had a rough go here for the last couple days, but is what it is, right? Sometimes you just get punched in the face, and that's just the way it is. You got to get up and take it. So, as always, if you haven't done so, drop a comment over in the comments section. We look at all the comments here, whether it's on X, whether it's on Rumble, whether it's on YouTube, doesn't matter. We look at all of them. I like to include everyone in live streams, so we all kind of get the same vibe from each other, that we're all here for the common purpose, right? Let's make as much money as we can. Let's try to maximize our gains, minimize our losses, and hey, let's do it together. You know what I mean? So I'll get the chats popped out here, and then we'll get to cracking. All right. Drop a comment in the comments over there. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching at, and how you're doing tonight. I know how I'm doing tonight, and the answer is not so damn good. So what we'll start with, I've got Bitcoin CME pulled up first. All right. The reason I like using the Bitcoin CME chart here, I'm going to get to oversold, like the thumbnail says, because you know here on Crypto After Dark, 786 Assassins, we don't do clickbait thumbnails. It's always reality thumbnails. So, you know, even the one last week, Apu saying, thank you, come again, and leaving, you know. So that's exactly what happened, unfortunately. Over the last week, things have only gotten worse. Good news. We're attempting to fill a CME gap that we had all the way back at about 79,400. Or actually, it's a little bit lower than that. It's 77,400. What is a CME gap? People ask this all the time, and what does it matter? What does it mean? A CME gap is a gap that forms over the weekend on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And since Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only 2 open futures market traded cryptos on the CME market, which closes on the weekends, which is the biggest and the baddest one, since it closes on the weekend and we know crypto actually doesn't stop, a gap is created when the market reopens on Sunday night just before Monday. All right. So in that, from Friday night till Sunday night, we could have wonky movements. If the price drops over the weekend, we have a CME gap form above the price, which I'll show you in a moment. If the price goes up on the weekends, we form a CME gap under the price, which tends to get filled. And what do I mean by get filled? Well, CME gaps tend to fill by going back to the price they were before that weekend started, where things got wonky. All right, come back in history a little bit here, and you look back at Friday, November 8th, last year, 2024. Over the weekend, you see how the date at the bottom, where you see on the bottom down here in the date bar, it says Friday 08, right? That's November 8th on a Friday. If I just move over one spot, it turns to 11. As you see, at 10 completely skips. That's because on the 10th, the price moved. And when it moved, price jumped. Market wasn't open on the 10th. All we get is the 11th. And the 11th, it did not open at the same spot. It opened way up here. And when it opened way up there, it created a gap. Usually, these gaps close quickly. And by quickly, I mean a day or 3, maybe a week. November was how many months ago? You could do the math, right? 3+. So it didn't close quickly. When they don't close quickly, they tend to take way longer to close or never close. And you're going to ask, what do you mean by never close? How often doesn't it close? Well, I'll show you here on the chart. I've got a grid on this, a Gann grid put on this. I'm going to leave it on there. But these green vertical boxes you see right here, they're old CME gaps. That's about $10,000, $11,000 back in the day, and that's about $9,780 back in the day. Old CME gaps that formed. You can see we formed CME gaps back here in 2021 on the way up that did eventually close. You can see that even earlier along in the bull run, we had a CME gap form right here that did eventually close by this candle right here coming down and cutting through it. We had another one form in July 2024, and shortly after, bam, price come down and closed said gap. Well, here we are, same gap that we started with. After running up and hitting the 1272 fib on our fib extensions, excellent. She ran up and hit the 1272 and absolutely gave it up. It did not like that 1272 area at all. Seemed very, very upset with that 1272. After it hit that 1272, just an immediate rejection. Same thing it did all the way back here at the end of the year. Just couldn't get over the hump. Now, as this CME gap feels, and it hasn't quite gotten there yet, it's particularly close at the moment, but it hasn't quite gotten there yet. This immediate down has actually formed a new CME gap above the price, as you see here. This is from Monday, February 24th to Tuesday, February 25th. That 1 hour that the market closes in the CME at the end of the day every day formed a gap, and price immediately took off and went down. It is a 15% gain just to get back and close this small CME gap that Bitcoin left behind. I will note that there are 0 CME gaps on the Bitcoin chart above the price ever. This is the only one above the price. Current price is way down here, right? It's the only one. Since it's the only one could assume rationally that since it's the only CME gap left, that eventually it gets closed. Again, that price is $93,000, 93 to 94, right? A stark change from where we're at now at about 80. All right, cool. So showed you the CME gaps. It looks like that's going to close. If it doesn't close, it's likely going to get very close to closing. Also note that the market changes on Saturday morning because March starts. Right now is the last day of February in about an hour. So once that last day of February ends, we're going to click over to March. We're going to see a new month form. That's the other bad thing I wanted to show you. First, I wanted to show you this. I wanted you to note that the month starting on the weekend is weird. And I'm curious if we leave a CME gap first. Don't know. Or if we close that gap first and then try to make a move before or after that. That leaves me wondering. I don't know. You don't want the market to change over a new month on a weekend like that, but it's going to do it. So Monday next week, I expect to be very weird. This is about the most pessimistic I've been. This is about the worst time that I've had in crypto, I think ever. I think this is the worst time I've ever had. The fun is gone. Like I said before, the fun kind of wore off for me. Like at the end of 2022, going into 2023, the fun started to wear off. And since then, it's been more of a task than fun. I'm not a degenerate, so I don't do meme coins. I don't do airdrop mining. I don't do backdoor deals. It's not my thing. So I have to do it the regular straight up way, just like any other average person would do. And I do that kind of so you guys can relate to it. You know what I mean? Because that's what most of the people who watch this show are, regular average guys like me. So I wanted to reflect my way of thinking to y'all so that you can kind of see what I'm going through, see what I'm dealing with, right? Fun's gone. About the most miserable I've been in a while. So, interestingly enough, if you go look at the fear greed index, it's I think 10 or 12, the lowest it's been in a very long time. Typically, when the fear greed index goes to very low numbers, the market bounces. Typically, when the greed fear index goes to very high numbers, the market bounces. We're obviously at a very low number. So I don't have a magic crystal ball to tell you what the price is going to do. And this is certainly at the moment a falling knife that I would be very leery of trying to catch. But we'll see what happens. One would expect some sort of upward price action amongst all this red. And now we'll talk about why I think it's oversold and why the fear greed index kind of reads what it reads. So I'm back to daily here instead of weekly. And what I'm going to pull up is I'm going to go to indicators. Hold on, let me real quick. I didn't check comments. And then we'll get into everything. Hey man, what's up, Alvin? Good to see you. Dark Vader, said it wrong. Legal Assassin, what's up, my guy? What's up, Josh Udall? JCP, what's up, my guy? What's up, Nick? Blue Light, Panama City, bro. Let's go, dude. Panama City, PA. I hear you. What else we got? So over on YouTube, shout out to YouTube. I only do this for 30 minutes on YouTube. Then we cut it off. We go to X and Rumble because you know how the censorship gets. What's up, Crypto Elephant? Good to see you, Cody Kinsel. What's up, Rug? Good to see you, brother. What's up, Mike Isaac? What's up, Crew Chief? What's up, Morge? Yeah, thank you for seeing me, and thank you for the welcome backs, but don't do very much on YouTube, and I'm not gonna. You know what I mean? What's up, Christian, over on X? What's up, Jacob Irwin? Appreciate the audio check. He says, CoinStats crypto fear and greed indicator is speaking loud, bro. Last week, sentiment 86, today 21. So yeah, it lost 75% of its gusto, didn't it? Right? So if you look at that, you go, dang, they lost 75%, right? So anyway, the fear and greed index is very low. Typically, it stays in the middle between, like 30 to 70. Well, it's 10. 10. All right, that's way down. That's reflective of the strength of buyers. The strength of buyers are fairly low right now, wouldn't you say? Damn sure what I would say, because shit looks rough over here, dude. So, how can we measure the strength of buyers or the strength of sellers? Well, we got an indicator called Relative Strength Index. It's an old school indicator. It's been around for a really, really long time. By the way, indicators should never be used as the only thing that works. That's stupid. I say this all the time. No indicator is a surefire thing. I like to use the confluence method. I like to take many, many points of view and put them in a pot and see what the pot reads. I don't like to take one thing and go, this is the only thing that works. Been doing that for a really long time. I'm going to continue doing it that way because that way is the easiest way for everyone to learn. Right? Cool. So we're going to go to indicators and we'll type in RSI. RSI. As you see right there, the first thing that pops up is Relative Strength Index. When you click on it, it'll pop up at the bottom and it'll look a little something like this. It'll have a yellow line on it. You can go to the settings right here in the little hexagon and you can turn that yellow line off. These are the stock settings. I changed nothing. All right, cool. So RSI has a few points of interest here. I want you to think of a scenario, and I like to use metaphors a lot of the time because using metaphors helps everyone understand things a little bit easier. So I bet everyone watching this stream, if they don't buy from Amazon, their woman buys from Amazon. So think of it this way. Amazon has to keep a shit ton of products sitting on their shelves so that when you order something, it jumps off and goes immediately. That's what we call liquidity, right? They keep some liquidity in their warehouses, whatever that might be, whether that's Yeti cups or ink pens. They might have 50,000 Yeti cups and 10,000 ink pens on any given day, right? That way they can service many people at one time and get many products moved out, right? That would be nominal, normal, nominal. That's this dotted line right here on the RSI, okay? I don't like just to use one line, like I said earlier. I like to make a zone. And if you notice, I'm going to do a horizontal line right here. I'm going to put that horizontal line at about 40. We'll do it in white, and we will max out the color right there. So you'll notice that dotted line I put right there, plus this dotted line up here, kind of creates a zone through here, right? That's what I call nominal trading. Nominal trading zone, all right? When we drop below or above that zone, that's trending up or trending down. And as you see, we are very much below that zone. Perfect. Cool. So we're trending down. Imagine this. Some influencer goes on TV and starts talking about Yeti cups. What happens? A flood of Yeti cups happens. So you start selling Yeti cups really, really rapidly. Oh man, another influencer catches on. They don't like this influencer, but then the big influencer comes along and he starts selling Yeti cups, and then look, choo, 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 choo. All of a sudden we're out of our nominal range, aren't we? We dropped out of that nominal range. We dropped out of the colored box completely, which goes from about 30 to about 70. All right. Remember that greed fear index I told you, between 30 and 70? Interesting, huh? All right, cool. So then what? Well, if you sell too many cups, an easy way to say you sold too many is you oversold. I sold too many cups. I don't have 70,000 cups in the warehouse. All those indicators, all those influencers come along and said, hey man, we're selling cups, we're selling cups, we're selling cups. Crap, I'm running out of cups. I'm all the way down to 21,000 cups down here. See the RSI number 21 right there? Makes sense? I'm all the way down to 21,000 cups. Crap, I've sold too many cups. I normally keep 70. I only have 21. What should I do? You got it. I should probably start buying some more cups. I said, I should probably start buying some more cups. The cups got gone. Don't have enough of them. Should probably buy some more cups. So when this indicator is very low, that means maybe you should be looking at buying. All right, cool. So what does that mean? Well, price looks terrible, doesn't it? Well, I would agree. Price does look pretty damn terrible, but we're oversold. So probably you should buy some. I'm not telling you what to do. This is not financial advice. Just telling you how the indicator works. Cool. So whenever nominal trading, whenever the nominal trading zone, whenever what happens when you oversell, you have to buy some because you need more. Cool. How about the opposite? What happens when you sold a bunch of cups, sold too many, went oversold, and then you started buying cups back? Hey man, I got to keep more cups in the warehouse. 21,000 is too low. I need more liquidity than that. I need to keep more. I'm going to buy some. So you start buying and you get it back up into the nominal trading zone, sometimes a little higher, sometimes a little lower, but in the nominal trading zone. Yeah. Well, look, we're getting higher. Back down. Uh-oh. We're touching overbought. Now I don't have 70,000 cups anymore. I have 85,000 cups. I have too many cups. I have too many cups. Well, what should I do if I have too many? Hold on a second. I've got an idea. You should sell some. When you overbuy or you're overbought, you should sell some to get rid of it because you've got too many and you need to have less. That's crazy. I never understood that. Well, now you know what overbought and oversold means. Now you know when you're overbought, when you're up here at the top of the nominal trading zone, you've got too much and you need to sell some off. I'm not telling you what to sell or how much, but typically when we're overbought, I like to start selling off chunks, be that 5%, 10%, 70%, 90%, 12%, whatever you plan on. Then when we get to a situation where we're oversold, like we had down here, time to start trying to buy, isn't it? When you're oversold and prices are way down, that's the time we run in there and buy them. This is how the RSI works. This is how the fear greed index works in a different formula, but the same math. All right. It's extreme fear right now. Extreme fear. What I don't want everyone to do is freak out and do something stupid. All right. It's a very, very sketchy market right now for whatever reason you want to try to give it. I don't really care to try to make up reasons. They're all dumb to me. But what I will say is things are very dicey looking. It's the wrong time to do something crazy. So don't do anything crazy. How about tonight, make a plan? Right? I made a plan about a week ago over in the Discord. And if you're not in our Discord, come check it out, man. You're going to get the 100% raw, real me, which has had a really rough time for the last 2 weeks. All right? But that's it, man. I try to keep it real and honest with everybody all the time. I try not to be the guy who bullshits anybody. I know y'all are just like me, just some average dudes trying to make money. I'm not any different, okay? I'm trying to be as open and explanatory as I can. WAP.com/team786. Real quick, I can do it like this, and then you see it because it'll zoom into the screen just like that. That's pretty cool. WAP.com/team786. First month's free. $16 a month after that. That's the cost of one Starbucks coffee and not even a muffin. Probably just a Starbucks coffee if you get one of them fancy ones that my wife likes. All right, cool. So back to the chart. That's overbought. That's oversold. Obviously, if you pull up Bitcoin on the daily, she's oversold. On the weekly, not oversold. You mean to tell me this could get worse? And the answer is yes, it could. Now, I'll say this. Remember that nominal trading zone I mentioned? Kind of right around in there now. So the weekly's meh. All right. Daily is ooh. Right? We look at the daily chart, and the first thing we think is, because that's damn sure what I'm thinking right now. I look at the low time frames and I'm thinking, because that's damn sure what I see. I understand that if you do a different way or if you chart it a different way, you come up with a different answer, and I get that. But CME gap first, overbought now. How long can it stay oversold? I'm sorry, how long can it stay oversold? It's oversold now. How long can it stay oversold? It could do this for a while. Remember, no one indicator should be anything that's like, oh my God, this lock it up. It's the best thing ever. It's probably the bad idea to try to do that. It's probably a mistake to try to use one indicator to do everything. All right. I don't like that system. I think that's fool's gold. So mind the RSI, watch it closely, see do we come out of oversold. Obviously, if you look back in history a little bit, I got Bitcoin Daily here pulled up for you now. It hasn't been oversold like this since last summer. And before that, I mean, honestly, this is worse than last summer. Look at the number last summer. RSI was at 26. Right now, RSI is at 21. When's the last time it's been this low? August of 23, 2 years ago. The last time it was this bad. 2 years ago. RSI was 18 there maybe. And before that, 20. So it's not been this low in a very long time is what I'm trying to get at. All right. I don't want to tell anybody what to do. I hate doing that. And I don't do financial advice, and I don't do signals. I just read the chart and spit it out the way I see it, the way that makes the easiest common sense for everybody to understand. This looks like crap to me. All right. But there's some silver lining. We got to have a bottom in here somewhere. It just got real bad real quick, and I think some rejection here is due. And by some rejection, I mean price starting to try to push back this way a little bit just to push back on the sellers some, because this is just pure sales. Since the inauguration date, it was 26% when I made that thumbnail this morning. 27% now from the top. We are 27% down from the inauguration. 27%. Blame it on whatever you want, but this whole pro crypto thing isn't working out so much, is it? This is what I warned everybody about when I said, hey, listen, I don't think you want all the big money in here like you think you want all the big money in here. You want all these big time players, you want all these hedge funds, and that's great and everything. Oh, they'll put money in the market cap and it'll never go away. Maybe. Or maybe you're subject to how they play, which is the fucking dirtiest game they can possibly play. In case you didn't know, folks, they don't play fair. All right? Market makers, big money, big equity firms, they don't give a shit about you. They just want money. Just like you do. They just want money. Think for a second and roll it around in your head for a moment. Do you really care about the guy who lives nine doors down from you? Do you really care? No. You don't want him to get hurt or sick or nothing, but you don't care. You're not, oh man, can I get you something to drink every time you see him outside on his front porch? Or, you're not doing all that. You don't really care. You don't care how bad his bills are. Just like they don't care about you. So, this is one of those unfortunate moments where you look back at something and go, hey man, when everybody says something and everybody's all hyped up, maybe you should look at the other side of the door and make sure it isn't swinging the wrong way. And this is clearly swinging the wrong way. So I don't know how much longer this goes down. Obviously, it could stay oversold for quite a while. We could come all the way down to 70 flat, which is interesting that happened as fast as it happened. I did not think it would happen that quick. I don't like to just say random numbers are going to happen. I think that's probably some of the worst analysis you could do is when you just start saying random numbers without showing me a chart or showing me some reason behind your logic. But I'm losing a little bit of faith in the bull market here. We better have some rapid movement real quick, because if we don't, we might be at risk of losing what bull market we had. So I like to be a realist and not bullcrap anyone. That's just the way I see it, man. I think we're on the edge of it being done. And I know that trend line's there. I get it. But just being objective, man. You can go ahead and say what you want about this, that, and the other, but this is a rough spot. You got to get through all that resistance now. That's going to be tough to do. Cutting through this resistance right here is going to be a bulldog. How much time is that going to take? How long is it going to be before it gets through that? And what happens to altcoins? Oh my God.
Bruh.
Death.
Damn.
Altcoins, death.
Damn. Come on, man.
Exactly. So ask yourself, what do you got to do? Ask yourself the hard questions. Do you need to cut something loose? Was this maybe a bad idea? Was that maybe a bad idea? Figure out what you're going to do and make your plan now, because things could get worse. They could get worse. As soon as you think you got it figured out, you're wrong. So take a breath and breathe and figure it out. Please don't do anything stupid. It's just money. We can always make more. Okay? It's just money. We can always make more. Let's work on making as much as we can from this point forward. That's 30 minutes. That's all we're going to do on YouTube. I appreciate the YouTube people coming in and hanging out. That's really cool of you. But we don't hang out on YouTube anymore. We do Rumble and X. So I'm going to kill the stream over here on YouTube. And we'll jump over on X and Rumble only. I'll give it about a one minute change over here. And we will see you guys next week again on YouTube live. Same time as always, 11 o'clock sharp. Y'all be good. I'll be back over on X and Rumble now. All right.